Hello, Gentle Peeps. My name is Jack Lacey here on Gentle Peeps Creative Studios, and tonight we're here with David Bell, a good friend of mine who's not only a guitarist, has played in bands and on Spotify and all kinds of good stuff, and has a new album out. I think it's an album or new songs.
Songs, yeah.
Some new songs out on Spotify for 2021. So we're gonna shout those songs out, and we're gonna do a little jamming session here at home. So, kind of tell them a little bit about you, David. What's your influences and how'd you get into music?
Well, I guess my biggest influence was probably Richie Blackmore. When I was a young kid, he played for Deep Purple, of course, and kind of got me into that. And I kind of went to Maiden and different stuff like that. So I'm kind of a rocker at heart. Even though I love everything, I love all kind of genre of music. If it sounds good, if I like it, then I like it.
Right, and so you're kind of like the indie artist right now on Spotify.
Yeah,
that is indie.
I am.
So explain what that means to people may not know. What does that mean?
Well, as an indie artist, you pretty much do everything for yourself. Where I do, so I'll write the songs. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll work with different lead singers, and have them sing on them. And then I'll produce my own songs.
Okay.
And then I have a distributor that gets them out there to Spotify, Apple, YouTube, that type of thing. So I'm everywhere. But I'm really in my first year on this.
Okay. And
I'm kind of excited.
Right.
You know?
And I know I went and saw you when you were with your old band that you used to play with. Mm-hmm. I saw you play with them, and that was awesome. And like I said, myself and David actually used to work together years ago. So that's how we met, is through work. So it's always cool how you meet people and find out their talents. And David's very talented, so it's excellent to have him here. He knows that myself, I'm heavy metal. I like, I'm all about rocking out, and that is my thing, heavy metal for sure. But I definitely like his guitar playing. So biggest influence lately. Like who do you listen to right now? Is you're like, man, I really love them.
I don't know. I have to think on
that. Besides yourself.
Who do I listen to? I don't know. I listen to a lot of blues artists. Some old Stevie Ray Vaughan.
So I hear some blues kind of sometimes in some of your songs.
Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of Eric Johnson and Joe Bonamassa.
Right.
Which is basically kind of like Eric Johnson,
right?
More bluesy, but
I did notice that in your songs on Spotify, there's different singers.
Yes.
So So who's the singers? Do you incorporate ones for different types of songs?
I do, because I can't sing at all. I'm basically a lead guitar player. I do like to sing, but I'm limited to what I can do, and so I hate to waste a song, an idea that comes to me.
Right.
So I have a handful of lead singers that are really good. I have Rakia Gregston and Pamela Burke.
Okay.
Just to name a few.
I know it's one's definitely female. I heard a male. I'm pretty sure I heard a male voice.
That was me.
Okay, yeah. That was you. Well, I thought it was pretty good. Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I was singing on a couple coming up too. Yeah. And I have a real good Christmas song coming out. It's called Christmas Sailing. It's about old Christmas ships and stuff.
Okay.
And it features a real good artist named Elizabeth Turner.
Okay.
She's really good.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, Elizabeth Turner. Yeah, she's great. She's well known around Oklahoma for sure.
Okay.
But she's going to do the Christmas song, and then I'm going to sing on one. You remember? What's her name? She used to work with us, Marissa Kohler.
Yeah, Marissa. Mm-hmm.
She wrote a poem a long time ago,
yeah.
And she thought it would make a cool song.
Right.
And she gave me this poem, and years later I was like, I wrote a song for it.
Nice.
And it's called Sunset Horizon. It comes out December 26th.
Okay.
And I sing on that one. It turned out really well.
So did you have any educational experience playing the guitar growing up?
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
Classes and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I started at about age 12, and I cut my teeth playing with some real good musicians. Actually, Mike Hegwood plays bass on most of my stuff, and he's pretty successful in Montana. And then we used to jam with old John Humphrey of Seether, which he turned out well.
Yeah.
And so I started out in a real good place with real good musicians.
Very nice.
Took some college courses, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's exciting because I know some people just learn on their own. Some do classes. different kinds of aspects. And like I can't play a lick of music and I can't sing, but I love listening to music and I enjoy learning about music. So that's where I come in, I'm here to share it with everybody else. So what I want to do is we're going to let David here kind of noodle around, as he likes to call it, and we're going to listen to a little bit of his tunes here. And like I said, I know that one time we were at a little club watching him play, and he went from kind of a country tune to blues, and then all of a sudden, next thing we know, we were jamming to AC/DC almost time. So it's kind of cool. So here's what you got. So now you kind of heard, so kind of some different playing here. And so you played one part first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's that called?
I used the looper. I looped it.
Looped it. So the first part playing you heard, and then the second part him playing on top was actually both him playing. So to me, that's pretty fascinating because I don't know anything about music, but I've seen people do it. So it's pretty neat when you play one kind of tune. You record that, loop it, and then you play some other tune on top. So that was pretty fantastic.
I appreciate that. I was just kind of improvising. That song right there is actually, or that riff is from a future song I hope to get out probably in February. We'll see what happens with it. But.
Right. So can you do my favorite, like what they call the Beavis and Butthead thing? Dun, 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 dun. Was that the old?
I don't know what that
was. That was the old Oz, like Black Sabbath song, wasn't it?
If you can pull it up, I can learn
dun,
it.
Dun, dun, dun,
oh, Iron Man.
Is that what it was? Yeah, that's right. Remember?
Was it Iron Man?
Beavis and Butthead do that. Who doesn't love that?
My son loves that.
Like everybody loves that, right?
Yeah.
Like you think of there's like certain tunes that are always like going to be famous.
Right.
Like certain little just aspects of guitar world. I'm sure there's little riffs. Like they call them riffs, like little riffs that are just like, oh, that one. Oh, yeah, see, I know that one.
Yeah, we're actually. Man on the Silver Mountain.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Oh, Dio on Blackmore.
Dio was the first one that did that, and so that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
to ward off
stuff.
Ward
I saw
off,
that just recently. Yeah.
So the grandma showed him that's to ward off the devil. So that was great. So everybody's like, oh, it's Satan stuff. It's like, no, it's heavy metal. Love it.
I don't know.
I love it. You know, growing up, I'm sure that you had like your bands and different things, and I had a lot of secret bands I had to like because like my parents weren't into the heavy metal.
Oh, really?
And so I grew up loving probably more heavy metal just because I wasn't supposed to listen to it because it was evil. And
it was so good though back in those days.
Oh my goodness! You had Kiss and you had AC/DC and Black Sabbath and just so many great bands. So the fact when you go and listen, sometimes like I said, I was with David playing one night. I know that y'all took a little break, but you kept playing. Everybody else kind of they walked off, but you kept playing. And just listening to that part I was probably more fascinated, had more fun watching your little solo than I did watching the whole rest of the show. So.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't remember, but I know I noodle a lot, So thank you.
That's kind of things impress me. Several of the bands I've talked to, Sign of Lives, Perseus, different people that I've done Alloy. It's always about the little sparks,
right,
and differences and stuff. And so when you notice that about somebody, that's what makes a band or a person playing great to me. Is that it's not just anybody. There's tons of people, billions and billions of people out there with bands and playing, but it's sometimes getting those little sparks out there, and people like that. They when they go see a band, somebody does something a little different. It's always kind of neat. So. Again, I appreciate David coming.
Thank you.
We're going to add some photos to this video that we did some photos for him, so that way he can add them to some of his stuff. So I have a little bit of a photo catalog that I'll pop some cool photos that we did of him beforehand, before he started playing. Make sure you go check him out on Spotify. So it's under David Bell. And I know there's anything on there Spotify besides David Bell that we need to look for. What's some of the song titles?
There's a song called Will You. There's Sad Soul Reminder.
Sad Soul Reminder.
The latest one was Pale Rider. And then I got the Christmas one coming out on the 15th of November. It's called Christmas Sailing. Right. It's got Elizabeth Turner on it. It's a killer one. It sounds kind of iffy, but trust me, it's a killer. Okay. It's a good one.
So check him out on Spotify, because that's where everybody goes listens to their music 99% of the time. But you are on Apple and all the other ones also, right?
Yeah, I'm there.
So he's on all the places that you go listen to your music. You can find David Bell, and of course he's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. So everywhere you go to listen to music, talk to things, you'll find David Bell, and I'll put a link below in the description to all those. So you just got to go down and click on them, and that way you can get to his pages. Man, I sure appreciate you coming by.
Thanks, Jack. I appreciate it.
It's always cool to get to sit and actually listen to the music right up firsthand. Thanks for watching, everybody. You have a great night.